What's up, guys? JD at JD's Custom Buggies. Went ahead and welded up everything that we basically tacked in last night. Had to get the forklift in here and pick it up so I can get underneath it. I don't like welding underneath things, and it never seems to go well, especially with the Earth Dog with the thin tubing and all that. And I didn't want to blow a bunch of holes in it, and welding upside down is pretty much going to do that. So I went ahead and finished everything. I just pulled the forklift out. So what we're going to do now is I want to get started on, it's solid. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. What I'd like to do now basically is, let me get the camera. So next step is I'm going to go ahead and take the main over the head hoop there, and I think I'm going to cut the rack bars out of it. I don't need it, and I'm going to cut the gas tank mount off of it and lighten it up a little bit. What's going to happen is I'm going to go ahead and bolt it back in, but I'm going to end up welding it in place. It's going to be a permanent fixture now. So long as everything lines up straight and it's level. Right now I have the cart level. So I'm going to go ahead and take that outside. I'm going to cut them bars out. I'm going to give it a quick scuffing just to clean it up so it's kind of ready for paint when I'm, done cleaning up the welds on it. And then we're going to get working on a cage. I've decided not to go back with the bolt-on bars. That I'm just going to bend my own, and we're going to do something a little different with the cage. And this way it's all welded in place. And I think it's going to... The main thing about this is, my theory is with these buggies that we're racing, is that not everybody's got a welded cage, but it seems like the Earth Dog seems to be cracking. There's two Earths in the field. There was mine and another one, and both of them had frame cracking issues. And I believe the reason for that is, even on the other buggies, say a Hammerhead or a Trailmaster, the bars are, they have inserts in the frame where they kind of, a tube slides over an insert and then a bolt runs through it. And even that tends to be a little more structural than what these cages are, where they kind of just mash down the end of the tubing and then bolt it into the tabs. So you're going from little structural support on a bolt-on cage from Trailmaster or a Hammerhead to virtually no structural support. So basically this tub, in my opinion, is left out on its own to support itself, and this is why it's bending and tweaking and cracking. So we're gonna go ahead and just weld everything in and tie it in together, so hopefully we don't have these problems in the future. So let's see how that works out for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this part cleaned up, and when we come back I'll be bolting this thing back on together and figuring out how I want to weld it and make it permanent. Alright guys, so I lied to everybody. Changed my mind. We're gonna go full cage. So got our main hoop built, and that's pretty much where I start all my cages from. That's the point of what that's always the starting point for me. So just kind of give you an idea. I'm gonna give it a slightly different look, and the reason why I went this way is I went over, I was about to bolt this thing up, and I picked it up, and it's heavy. I mean, it's just a lot of steel there that really serves no purpose. Even cutting the bars out of the luggage rack wouldn't really do me any good. So we're going to start bending some bars and see what we don't come up with. I really don't have a plan, so just going to wing it. So come along for the ride. Here we go.